Good afternoon, YouTube. Hope everybody's well. We finally made a sign-in, and it's not a player, but it's equally as important. He's now technical director. Edu Gaspar is back at the club. Arsenal.com have just announced it, and I'll read the statement out. That Arsenal put out. Edu is named as our technical director. He's joining us from the Brazilian Football Confederation. Former gunner of the Invincibles, comes straight to us after helping Brazil win their first Copa America in 12 years. He will be on the flight to the United States for our pre-season tour, which gets underway on Thursday. So that's good news. He's going to be in America. His role as technical director, Edu will coordinate work of our first team coaching group, the academy, and player scouting and recruitment in order to oversee constant building up of efficient strengthening of our squad. The head of football, Raul Sanhaley, said, "We are very excited that Edu is joining the team. He has great experience in the technical football knowledge, and most importantly, he is a true Arsenal man." So yeah, listen, it's good that he's back. It's very good that he's back. I'm over the moon that we've now finally got that position filled. Thank you, VP, for that, my friend. And I'm buzzing. Listen, hopefully we're going to start seeing some signings drop in now. The statement continues on. He understands the club and what the club stands for to our millions of fans around the world. His arrival is the final and very important part of the jigsaw in our development of a new football infrastructure to take us forward. He'll be working closely with Unai Emery and the first team coaches, and will play a relevant role leading the football vision and ensuring we have and follow a solid philosophy throughout the football activities. And then Edu then says, "Arsenal has always had a special place in my heart, and I'm thrilled to be returning to this great club in a new role. We have a strong squad," not quite sure about that, "and some very talented young players with fantastic people at every level. I'm looking forward to making a difference." Then just goes on and lists his achievements at Arsenal. I didn't actually know this, but he played for Valencia under Unai Emery. I never knew that. So yeah, you learn something new every day. But yeah, we've actually made a signing, and yeah, I'm buzzing with it. And the fact that he's going to be in America is good news. The fact that it's been announced pretty quickly as well means that, you know, the fact that he's going to be in America, it's been announced. He can fly from Brazil to America or wherever the Copa America was. Don't even know where it was. He's going straight out to America, and he's going to meet up with the lads out there. So hopefully we get some players off of the back of this. Pretty sharpish now. There's reports that Saliba's done. That's apparently finished, finalised, just needs to be announced. I don't know why it hasn't been announced yet. But yeah, hopefully we get some players in, and that takes us to the next level, which means qualifying for Champions League next season. So it's all good news. We just need to get some playing staff in now, and getting results on the pitch. Listen, at the end of the day, we've got 5 weeks, 2 days of the transfer window left. We've signed Martinelli for £6 million, and we have signed Saliba and loaning him straight back out to St Etienne. So as it stands, we're no better than we were last season. But there is still time. So hopefully in the next few days, we're going to announce a few players. Hopefully Kieran Tierney will be one of them. And hopefully there's some others that we've not even been linked with that might just come out of nowhere and just get announced. So yeah, I'm happy that he's coming as technical director. We needed that slot filled. We always knew he was going to come, but it's always nice to have that actual announcement that he's now in his job role. And hopefully he gets to work sharpish, because we're in need of a lot of work in an overhaul of this team. So let's read some of these questions. There will be no 5 o'clock stream today. But I will be back at 9 o'clock. I was going to save this until 5, and now I just thought, no, do you know what? Just do it now while it's just broken. So yeah, let's read some of these comments out. One of the comments I see right at the very beginning was quite funny, from Daz. "Can't he play instead?" Mate, he'd be our best midfielder if he walked straight into the first team, that's for sure. What do you think about Mario Lamina? I'll be talking about him at 9 o'clock, mate. So I'll hold off for that until 9. But that was going to be my 9 o'clock stream, talking about him. That's why I deliberately left it out of my transfer video this morning. But but yeah, we shall see. We need a winger, says JD Nee. We need a lot of things, mate. We need a winger, definitely. But the fact that we've promoted a couple of the kids to the first team now would suggest that Emery wants to give them a chance. Maybe we're trying to get players in, which is why they've been promoted. Obviously, Reece Nelson's got a proper squad number now. So has Eddie Nketiah, Joe Willock. So yeah, I think them three will. I think them three will get chances. Although I would loan Nketiah out. I think he deserves to go on a loan before he gets into the first team. I don't think he's done enough to warrant a first team place. But we shall see. Jack, the podcast will be coming at the end of the month. The person I want on first is not available this week, and I'm going away on holiday on Saturday for 2 weeks. So end of this month when I'm back, mate. Adam El Araki says, who is your ideal winger signing? Ideal winger signing? Mahrez, but we ain't getting him. I love Mahrez. Everyone knows that. Football fan chat says, where are you from? I'm loving that picture of you from when you was younger. Mate, do you know what? Them trainers I had on were mad. Reebok pumps, and you used to pump up their tongue on the front of them. They were crazy, man. But I'm from Milton Keynes, mate. Live in Milton Keynes. Without money, what can Edu bring to the table? Says Face Jar. Well, I think we have got money because obviously we're doing £27 million on a player that's being loaned. And I know most of that fee is not being paid till next summer. But what that says to me is if we've got a £40 million budget this summer, and let's say we're paying £5 million up front to St Etienne now, right? That leaves £22 million left to pay next summer. That's what everyone's told me, you know, we're paying 5 or 10 million up front, the rest next summer. So if that's the case, right, let's assume we're paying £5 million up front this summer for him, yeah? Next summer, 22 million's got to go to St Etienne. Does that mean our budget next summer is £40 million again and we've done half of it already? I don't know. But listen, I'm happy that we're signing players for the future. And from what everyone tells me, he's the next Rio Ferdinand or Varane, and he's going to be absolutely class. So hopefully that comes through, because I remember our fans having a wank fest over Squadron Mustafi when we signed him, and look how that's turned out. So yeah, hopefully he's not another Mustafi. Do you think Zaha will do better in Arsenal than in Palace, since he gets better players around him? Sorry for my English. Your English is fine, my friend. Thank you for that, Espen. Appreciate your donation, my friend. I think Zaha would do better at Arsenal than he does at Palace. But I don't think, for the money that he's being tipped to go for, that he's worth it. Especially when we've got bigger issues than buying a winger. I think we need a centre-back over a winger. And I'd go and do all of the Zaha money on a centre-back. But I do think he would do better. I think his output would be better. How much better, I'm not too sure, but I think he would do better. Thoughts on Brooks from Bournemouth, says Cristiano Ronaldo. I'm sure it's not the Cristiano Ronaldo. Brooks is a very good player, and I'd take him in a heartbeat. And the funny thing is, right, all the people on here go, why are you always cussing up? Why are you always cussing players off? Every player we get linked to, you don't want them. And then my transfer videos go, every player we're linked to, you always want them. It's like, really? I just say what I see, and then I give my opinion. If I rate a player, I rate a player. If I don't, I don't. Zaha didn't do well at United, says Rabba. Thanks for your donation. Afternoon to you, mate. Yeah, he didn't do well at Man United, but again, he was quite young. And it didn't help that he was banging out David Moyes' daughter. And it didn't help that he turned up with Imogen Thomas plastered on his T-shirt, who at the time was seeing Ryan Giggs. So it didn't really start off very well, did it? So yeah, it wasn't great for him. Let's put it that way. It wasn't great for him at Man United, but he would always, in my eyes, be a big fish in a small pond. I don't think he's the type of player to be a big fish in a big pond. I don't think he's got it in him. Pogba didn't do well at United twice over. The thing with Pogba, I said this yesterday, right? When he turns up, for 2 months of a season is ridiculous. He is so good and so talented. I think he scored 16 goals, 10 assists or something last season. And most of them were in a 2-month period. The rest of the time, he just can't be bothered. And it's like he's got a proper chip on his shoulder, proper attitude. So first time round, he thought he was better than he was. And Fergie just went, see you then. Party fun. Thank you, mate. Kingsley Coman is class and a lot cheaper, says Simon. I don't rate Coman. I don't rate him. He's all right, but I don't rate him, to be honest with you. And I think that it's struggling our league, but that's just my thoughts on it. Who is Edu? Keep up the good work, mate. I think it's a load of shit that we need players. For now, unfortunately, we're not big enough club at the moment to be buying and loaning out. We really need 2 ready centre-backs. I agree, Joshua. You know, it's all well and good signing somebody for the future, but it's a hell of a lot of money for a kid that hasn't really been that great, has he? Let's be real. He's playing in a shit league. So yeah, he might stand out and look good. And it's very, very similar to, you know, to Zaha at Crystal Palace. He looks fantastic at Palace. Would he look that good at Arsenal? His output might be better, but would he look that good at Arsenal? I'm not so sure he would. This Saliba, I've never seen him play, and 99.9% of Arsenal fans didn't have a clue who the guy was 2 months ago. So, you know, it's all well and good, like getting excited because we've signed a player and he's going to be great and this and that. We never know whether he's going to be great. And I think it's a lot of money to be spending and a lot of time we've invested into getting that deal done when we could have been doing one for now. But you never know. If he does well again next season, he could then be worth £60 million. So it could end up being a bargain, couldn't it? But 9 p.m. car stream fans. Not tonight, man. Not today. I will do another car stream one day. Everyone's still asking me about Lamina. I will be doing a 9 o'clock stream about him tonight. There will be no 5 o'clock stream. So anybody who's joined late and is expecting a 5 o'clock stream, there will not be a 5 o'clock stream. But there will be a 9 o'clock stream. Easy Hander says, Claude, Kenny, Ken and Lee are the only non-bullshitting fans on AFTV. Well, thank you very much for your kind words, mate. I appreciate that. I do genuinely appreciate that. The thing is, I know Kenny and Claude very well. And we just say what we see. I'm not saying others don't, but we just all say it as it is. But like I said, I'm not saying others don't do that, but I appreciate your kind words, mate. Let's be real, Edu isn't going to change anything apart from the French players we always chased. It will now be Brazilians instead, says Steve 0666. Do you know what? That might not be a bad thing, though. There's some talented Brazilians out there. But listen, South Americans, they'll do anything to win, mate. And, you know, you've got to look at Luis Suarez and players like that. They will do absolutely anything to win. And maybe that's the sort of mentality we need at the club. Just a couple of shithouses that will do anything, like kick, bite, handballs, dirty fouls, everything. Maybe we need a few players like that. Vizard says, at least they are hungry players. I agree, they are. Listen, a lot of them Brazilian players that come from poverty, they didn't even have football boots. So to make it to be a professional footballer when you've lived in poverty all your life is mad in itself. And that's why they're so hungry, because they always want to make it and make their families' lives better because they believed in them back in the day. Rabba says Turkish league judges and Chig are straight shooters as well. Yes, I agree. NW10 to NW2 lead. I don't get it. There's so many world-class French players and we buy none of them. Well, mate, if I was in charge of the club, I'd do things differently, that's for sure. But I'm not, unfortunately. So yeah, Neymar to follow Edu to Arsenal, 1 year loan with an option to buy for 200 million, staggered over 100 years. Mate, I don't even think we'd pay it over 100 years. We'd try and do 150. Jay Stead, thanks for the kind words, beautiful. You can go on timeout now, princess. Thank you. Thanks for watching, mate. Please put a like on the video if you are enjoying the content. I do always appreciate that. So thanks very much to 400 people watching live as well. And if you are new, subscribe. 2 streams every day, all throughout the summer. I am looking to do these streams next season as well, during the season. Maybe not every day, but I will still be streaming, because obviously I do a press conference reaction, I do a preview, a review, a starting 11 reaction, and then a player ratings. So that's 5 videos. The press conference and the preview are normally the day before. So I was thinking on that day I wouldn't stream. And then obviously the match day, maybe do the stream the day after. So like do my review straight after the game, and then do my player ratings straight after the game. And then the next day, maybe do the 2 streams again. So when there's no game on or there's no videos dropping, I'll be doing the streams again. But obviously I'll keep you posted more when the season starts as to what's going on. Get Mustafi as the first podcast guest. Thursday we are going to USA and still only Martinelli. Well, we've now signed Edu, mate, so that's 2. Saliba's apparently done and loaned, so we're sort of active, but not active enough. Do you know what I'm saying? Let's read this one. Where's it gone? Hamid Haidar. Kieran Tierney was included in Celtic's Champions League team sheet, and everyone is losing their shit. Well, maybe, just maybe, he is going to be an Arsenal player, and just maybe they want to use him for the Champions League qualifier first. Who knows? I don't know. I don't work for Arsenal. I don't work for Celtic. But this is what Arsenal fans do, unfortunately, mate. They sit here, they track aeroplanes, chasing down players, DMing them, building them up, and then lose their shit when the guy gets announced in Celtic's team. Come on, man. I know it's all exciting trying to get players on board, but we go over the top sometimes with the way we do it, and we always end up with a massive, great big fall when the player doesn't sign, or when the player does sign and we've all bigged him up to be world class and then he flops. Like I said earlier, Mustafi, everyone was knocking one out when we signed Mustafi. Oh, we finally got a decent centre back. He's a World Cup winner. He's this, he's that. Now everyone hates him. So, you know, £35 million, everyone thought we were getting the best centre back going, or one of the best. Don't always work like that. Tierney is included, but he's still their player. Plus, he's just fulfilling their quota of homegrown players. Well, exactly. There you go. And this is the thing. People don't think logically. It's just a meltdown every time, and it gets a bit tiresome at times, man. Edu will play in the USA. I have a company that sells profiles for double glazing in Israel. Do you want to do some work out there? Well, I'll tell you what, I'll come back with a lovely tan, mate. So thanks for that. Right, let's do a couple more minutes of this and I will get myself off. Like I said, no 5 o'clock stream. I will be back at 9 o'clock as normal. Donovan says, I just want a no-nonsense, tactically sound backline that will grunt work efficiency. The attack will do the rest. Well, exactly. The attack always scores goals. We were the 3rd top scorers in the Premier League last season. So, yeah, I agree, mate. We need a solid backline. Simon Phelan says, have my comments been blocked or something? No, they haven't, mate. You are still there. Let me scroll back and find your other comments. Every year we are filling cracks in our squad. When will we ever just overhaul our squad with exactly what we need instead of failing every year? Well, unfortunately, the problem we've got is when you've overpaid a whole squad, not many people want the players and they don't want to leave because they're on ridiculous wages. I said this yesterday about Cole Jenkinson. Why would Cole Jenkinson leave Arsenal? He got given a 5-year contract, which was a joke in itself. He's on 45 grand a week. He's playing for his boyhood club and nobody's going to buy him. And if they do, they're not going to pay him 45 grand a week. So then he has a choice to make. do I sit out my last year in the reserves on 45 grand a week, or do I go and play for somebody else on 10 grand a week? What would you do? Same with Mesut Ozil. 350 grand a week. No team in their right mind is coming in and buying him for 20, 30, 40, 50 million pound plus 350 a week. Never in a million years. Nobody even wanted him when he was nearly a free signing before he signed his contract. So, do you know what I'm saying? People they get scared off by the big money, and then the players are comfortable, so they don't want to leave. And it's not easy to overhaul a squad. As much as I'd love us to overhaul a squad, I'd get rid of most of them. But yeah. It ain't that easy, unfortunately. The whole back line needs to go. Says CJ Edwards. Well, I'd keep Bellerin for another season, and if he improves, cool. Rob Holding I'd keep. Socrates I'd keep. But yeah, the rest go. Get rid. Get a left back, Tierney. Promote one of the kids to left back as a backup, maybe, and then go and get a couple of centre backs to play alongside or as backup to Holding and Socrates, or maybe first teamers and them two are backups. Do you know what I mean? Edu will sign up the American ladies team. Didn't they lose to an under 15 kids team? So I keep seeing that all over Twitter, that the American women's team lost to an under 15 boys team. Hercules says, that thing you do before you suspend the abusive people in the chat cracks me up. Naughty boy. Do you know what? That's how I talk to my daughter, though. If my daughter's being naughty, go and sit on timeout and don't come off for 9 minutes. You're 9 years old, 1 minute for every year you've been alive. Very naughty. So, yeah, that's how you deal with people, mate. There's no point screaming and shouting at these idiots. That's what they want. So yeah, I ignore most of them anyway, but the odd one, just give them a little spray every now and again. Anurag Mittal, we are crybabies over Ozil for his high wages. Look at Bale, Neymar, Griezmann, Pogba, Sanchez, and they have doubled the salary to Ozil, and they are still making transfers happen. Well, the funny thing is, mate, is Neymar's probably going to leave PSG anyway, so they'll probably recoup most of that £200 million back. Alexis Sanchez is on about 400 grand a week. Man United have spent £50 million so far, so they've spent what? If you're including Saliba in our transfer business, because it is officially a deal, isn't it? So we've spent £33 million so far. So then they bought the lad from Swansea. So they ain't spent that much money, mate, and their income's double what ours is. So as for Atletico Madrid, they've gone and done that money on Joel Felix. Well, Griezmann's going to be going. As for Real Madrid and Bale, they've spent £200 million. Or 200 million euros, and they're getting rid of about 7 players in the next couple of weeks. So it all marries up and all tallies up, mate. So it is easy to say, yeah, Ozil this, Ozil that. That's cool. I get what you're saying, but at the same time, Mesut Ozil is a massive hindrance to this football club. It's as simple as that. His output doesn't add up to the wages, and if people cry because I'm talking about it, get over yourselves. So Zaha scored again yesterday. I fear that might drive the price up. Yeah, it's now about 150 million, Manush. Yeah, he did score. They're in the semi-final as well, I think. So, yeah, man. Ever since Mbappe joined PSG for 166 million, this transfer market has been broken. I disagree with that. I'd go with the Neymar one. Didn't Neymar go there first? 200 million quid. So yeah, it has been battered since then. So get Tagliafico from Ajax. He's a good player. He is. We were linked to him at the start of the transfer window as well. Neymar was 25 and Mbappe was 19. That's a fair point. That is a fair point. I would sign Everton, Suarez, Soares, or however you pronounce his name, Hermoso and Dunk instead of getting Zaha. Exactly, mate. You could buy 2 or 3 players for the amount of money. Wilfried Zaha, I've been down that one before. So, Wasn't the sales going up because of Pogba? I think the point he was trying to make, mate, is the fact that Mbappe was a teenager and he went for nearly 170 million quid. So that's obviously bumped up the price of every other youngster. So yeah, I kind of get that. Right, I'm going to wrap this up. Thank you to over 500 people watching live. Stick a like on the video. Subscribe if you are new. Let's get it over 100 likes. It's not even on 100 yet. And like I said, I'll be back at 9 o'clock, not 5 o'clock. So keep your eyes peeled, put the notifications on your phone and on YouTube. So go to YouTube on your phone and turn notifications on, and then obviously stick the notification bell on my channel as well. I wouldn't stop Mbappe from joining Liverpool, mate. I wouldn't stop Mbappe from coming to Arsenal. I'd drive to France to go and get him. So yeah, man, thanks very much to everybody watching. Thanks to everyone who donated, all the comments. Last one I'm going to read, 7th for Risha. Thanks for that, mate. I think the main priority should be fixing our midfield before worrying about defence. Unless we fix the holes on the wings and centre and DM, no matter what defenders we buy, the back line will be crap. I could not agree more with that, I think, mate. Our Achilles heel has been defence for a long, long time. But that's because we've got midfielders that stroll around the pitch like they couldn't care less. So, yeah, man. I will see everybody at 9 o'clock. Thank you very much. Laters, peeps.